Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to share with you some secret success tools that I've learned and share with you some valuable tools that you can use literally in any business. For those that don't know me, I am Melanie Levitz. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. Kind of grew up learning what not to do. Both my parents were the troublemakers of their family, so I decided to join the Air Force to travel the world and get an education. And 15 years ago, I was introduced to a home-based business in the travel space where I saw an opportunity to save a ton on my vacations and holidays and trips. And I thought that by sharing it with my friends, I'd make a couple $100 because my plan was actually to stay in the Air Force and do 20 years. And little did I know, I actually was making more money than I was in the military in just a few years. I ended up producing what would normally take a year's worth of income in the Air Force in only 3 months with my travel club. So I actually became the top female earner in the company before the pandemic. We grew a team of 11,000 people in 20 countries. With that being said, they were flying me all around the world to teach people how to build the business side. And I fell in love with being in service and helping people understand how to stay in action and get in action. So I decided to launch my own coaching courses in 2020 called the Top Earners Academy. And through that program, where I studied for a year's long worth of education and $30,000 later, they also taught me how to market myself through social media. And when I transitioned, our company obviously lost everything during the pandemic. Nobody was traveling, and we transitioned and made some new partnerships with skincare and wellness as travel slowly kept coming back. So I just pretty much learned to market myself and my products through social media content creation. And in doing so, I gained a lot of new customers, a lot of new members. And then as travel came back, of course, traveling the world and sharing that has always been my passion. And I continue to develop new clients through social media marketing. So I'm excited to share with you what I've learned after a year's worth of studying and $30,000 later. And I'm going to give you a little bit of that here tonight. So I would love to see your faces. If you want to come on, make sure if you haven't already done so, grab a pen and a notebook because you're going to want to take some notes as you're going to be able to apply this information in all areas of your business and in your personal endeavors. So I'm going to share my screen with you and share with you a document that I put together for you ladies. So here is our Secret Success Marketing Challenge. And tonight you're going to learn the 2 post types that generate 8 to 10 new leads over any other post. Today you're going to learn the top 2 most viewed posts that generates new leads and how to turn those views into conversations that convert. If you're ready to create some content and generate new leads through your post on social media, put a 1 in the chat because this is really exciting. I don't know about you, but I love sharing my lifestyle and being able to inspire others through my content and helping them become aware of like, hey, you can also do this as well, whether it's through your businesses or products and services, or if they decide, to join with me in the travel space, which is what I mostly market now. So I see Juliana, Stephanie, Kelly. Yes, let's go. All right, well, let's jump into this. So my expectations are, I hope you can turn on your cameras because I feed off your energy as you feed off mine. Make sure you do turn off your phones, self-distractions. I talk about that in my very first course I launched with the Laser Focus Fundamentals and really just learning how to be in alignment with your goals using calendars and really turning off all those red bubbles of notifications because it can overwhelm you and create a word that I don't necessarily use in my vocabulary, but I'm sure you heard of it, anxiety. So make sure that if you are struggling a little bit with getting in action and staying in action, ask me about the Laser Focus Fundamentals and how I can help you. Normally, this course that I teach you, the social selling system, is an 8-week agenda. It's a 3-phase system where I help you prime to win and sell through the paradigm creating your social media funnel creation, and of course, dialing in on your 2 top pathways in your businesses. And then the second phase is the prime to buy, the launch phase, where we gear towards creating your avatar and helping you understand how to create content around your avatar that is someone that you would like to work with, your ideal client or customer. And then tonight, we're going to talk to you about the different types of posts and the top 2 that generate the most leads. But you'll also find through our social selling system, I teach you other great tools like hooks and, of course, a prime to optimize. So the systemization phase, where we create market engagement and just have a better understanding of your mindset and accountability. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you what my page looks like. And I always tell people what I love about what we do in social marketing is that you can pretty much just copy and edit and paste as your own. So this is my Facebook page. I use Facebook and Instagram mostly, but I am on all social handles. So I pretty much just copy and paste to all of the other platforms like TikTok and so forth. So as you can see, when someone comes to my page, they're automatically understanding what my offer is. So if I go to your Facebook page or Instagram page, are you sharing what it is that you're offering through your products or services? So as you can see here, my avatar is hardworking moms. I would love to help more hardworking moms create more time freedom and travel for 70% off while earning an extra $500 or more a month. Okay, so if your cover photo is you and your kids or you on a trip, then that's probably not really describing what your products and services are. And I want you to understand that when I started my coaching courses and started learning about social media marketing, it was a $30 billion industry in 2022. So just 3 years later, it has actually grown to $250 billion. And they expected that to be in 2030. So we are growing way faster than anticipated. And we are the #1 country. The United States is the #1 country, the leading country with social media marketing. So we have a head start, way bigger than any other place in the world. So that's what I would let you know. And if you need more help and coaching around creating your funnel through your social media pages, then again, please let me know. I do offer coaching. I'll share with you at the end. So your profile picture is also very important. It should be just your face as well as your bio. So making your intro, your bio, make money and memories with Mel, $1 million earned, and to travel and teach hardworking moms how to get paid. And then into your bio, it should be very clear and precise. As you can see, I don't really have a lot of my schools, my relationships, where I grew up, or, all the different locations of schools and places I've lived. It gets a little too blurry because you really want to keep the attention of your clients on your page and continue scrolling. So with that, as you can see, we're going to talk about some of the content that I put out and why it's so important, and the top 2 most important feeds. But again, you could always come back to my page and get inspired on creating your own content, or really just even use my content as your own. When I find somebody that has a lot of responses, a lot of likes, or a lot of comments, I pretty much like to copy what they posted and just use it as my own. Why try to recreate the wheel when somebody's already doing something that's working? So would anyone like me to go through their Facebook page on the call and give you a little bit of feedback before we jump into the training? All right, Stephanie. Okay, great. And then it's Juliana, right? Oh, Janelle. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll start with Stephanie. Is this your handle, Stephanie Feldman? Okay, this should be the right page, I'm assuming. Okay, so when you come to Stephanie's page, it says
I'm
here.
so sorry. It is. So sorry.
Okay, no worries.
I couldn't get back to the screen.
Yeah, no problem. So Cutie Patootie Creations, celebrating 20 years in business, full service boutique event design company, invitations, logo branding, swag, event planning, centerpiece, party, must haves, and then her website. I think that is awesome. It's great. What people love as well as marketing tools is seeing your face. So if you could post your face or maybe a party that's happening, because I know you do a lot of events, and then also who is your ideal client. So using numbers like 20 years in business is perfect, but maybe also like the success rate or the 5 stars that you've gotten over your reviews, right? So a lot of numbers, because words versus numbers say a lot more. There's no question on what a number means, and there's many questions on what a word can mean, right? So the more numbers that you use, the better. And then I love your colors. I know we talked about this in the past, how you have your black and pink, and how it really does stand out. So the top 2 colors in marketing are actually yellow and red. If you drive down the street and you see a lot of restaurants, you'll find that most of the colors you're going to find are yellow and red. But these pink and black stand out also is really great. So in her bio is Cutie Patootie Creations, event planning and design. Visit us, Cutie Patootie Creations. Awesome. So this is great, other than the fact that, again, who is it that you want to work with? And it doesn't go necessarily meaning that if you don't want to work with somebody, or not don't want to work with them, but if you have somebody that may come to your page and you're like, hey, I'm not a hardworking mom, even though you said you're working with hardworking moms, they're not going to stop you from saying, hey, do you work with me? Because I'm not a mom, I'm a dad, right? So don't have that fear, but it really will help that client who is the hardworking mom, for example, say, oh, wow, I'm that hardworking mom. And they'll more likely want to reach out to you because you're direct.
I don't think I'm not understanding what you mean, though, like as far as it relates to my business and what I do.
Yeah, so who's
like,
your ideal clients? I know that you do a lot of bat mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs.
Yeah, so my ideal client would be a Jewish mom.
Yeah, so helping Jewish moms
Okay.
with event plannings for their sons or daughters' bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs.
Okay, but they're not always Jewish. Yeah, they're not always Jewish. Like the moms sometimes are not Jewish, but the kids are being raised Jewish. So if I call it the Jewish mom, I don't want to like I have a lot of moms that are like, I'm not Jewish, but I'm raising my kids Jewish. So like I don't want to like have someone see that and then think that that's not like I don't know. Is
So
there a
don't
more
use the word Jewish.
Is there a
Yeah,
more vague?
just don't use the word Jewish. You can use just bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, specializing helping families with their bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs.
Okay.
Yep.
I got it.
Yep, and then the same thing in the bio. So what I would suggest is this stuff that you've gone to your bachelor's and you have your master's. People don't really care, to be honest. Yeah.
I'll take it out.
More of your actual websites are great so that they can follow you on other platforms.
Okay.
Right? Yep. And then as far as your
that's interesting. You can see, because we're friends on Facebook. Okay. Got it. I was wondering why you could see my father-in-law. I was like, wait a minute. Did we make that public? Okay. Nope. I got it. We're friends.
Yeah. So when I post something that is more personal, like my family, I tend to make it in a way that correlates with my business.
Okay.
So anything that you post, you definitely want to correlate it with your business. And also the reason is so that people can continue scrolling on your page. Because if they came here and they're like, oh, I need help with party planning, and then they see your grandfather, then it's like, oh, well, it gets a little blurry.
Okay, but they're not my friends on Facebook, so they can't see any of that stuff.
Okay, so you have a private page.
No. You're on my personal Cutie. You're on my personal Stephanie Feldman page. Okay. And because you and I are Facebook friends, you're able to see my father-in-law and the things that you can see. But people that are on Facebook that click my name when I post in a networking group or whatever, they're not seeing that. I have it set up. I'm very particular about my setup. So I'm always checking my Facebook. I always do view as, and the view as is the non-friend, because I want to make sure that none of my private stuff is being populated with my business stuff. And it shouldn't be,
Okay.
because
Yeah, I totally
no one,
understand. So what
yeah,
I would
nobody in
say,
my,
two
yeah.
things that are really important. One, don't make your page private if you want to attract clients. And this is your personal page, because you want to have access to everybody, anybody that can come to your page. And
Mm.
two, make sure that you're actually using a personal page and not a business page. Do you guys understand the difference? A business page is where you set it up and it's a page, it's called a page, but it's for businesses. And the reason why we don't suggest using business pages is because they're not being viewed in the news feed. They're not, the algorithms are not allowing people to see those pages. They're only allowing people to see personal pages. So we always recommend to have a public page and then using your personal page to market yourself. Okay. So when you come to my page and you see that I have post here, and I want to make a personal post. Let me find one that's more personal.
Are you referring specifically to Facebook or Instagram too?
They're both the same. Yeah.
But as far as having so you're suggesting not having a business page for both?
Yeah. Yeah. So let me show you my business page.
I know, but the thing is that like we've moved so many times. We've got friends that want to keep up with our kids, and like I don't want to make that public. Like I don't want, potential customers to see like my public information. So I don't know, like I have a business page, I have an Instagram page, and I have a personal page. And I do post business stuff on my personal page, and I'll make just those posts public so that when potential client does, click my name, they can see events. Like when I do an event, I post it on my personal page to show like my friends and my family, but I make it public knowing that if someone is going to peruse my personal Facebook page, they'll see my events. But as far as like making my page public, I don't feel comfortable with that, because people can see like my private stuff. Like they can see my family, my kids, things like that. And
Okay. Yeah, it's
I'm
up
not
to you.
not post my children, like it's my Facebook page, like it's
Yes.
my, so I don't know how to.
So if you're posting and you have it to where you're only posting, you share it to public, and then you have posts that you share privately, then that
Yes.
works also. But if I'm able to see your stuff and maybe I'm a potential client that's your friend, then I could also be deterred away because I don't see your events. I see mostly your family.
Yeah, I don't become friends with my clients until like I actually think I like them.
Okay.
So
So
I
here's
guess
the
maybe I'm a
difference
little bit
between,
different.
yeah, that's fine. So here's a difference between my personal page and my business page. This is my business page, but it's pretty much aligned the same way. I just don't post in here anymore because it doesn't get views. And that's because the algorithms are not allowing it to be seen. So it's always
Why does
recommended
Facebook
that you use a personal page.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my promise to you tonight is that if you do the work, you're going to get the results. So let's jump in. Welcome to your prime to buy phase with the social selling system. Let's first understand that there are actually 5 types of posts. We're only going to talk about 2, but there's 5 types. There's the live posts, and I've given you an example because I know that we probably won't have enough time here tonight on how to set up a live post and a successful one. Of course, you want to have the lighting. I have a little light here that I use, as you can see, that helps with any kind of posts, and of course meetings that like I'm hosting now. The more light you have, everything in events is lighting and music, right? So the sound, the background is super important. And you can go to this link here if you want to copy it. I'll show you what it is. It brings you to my free Facebook page, which is the 7 Figures Social Marketing Secrets. And this is a video that I did a few years ago, just giving you a better understanding on how to set up your live posts before you start so that you don't have too much time allotted to setting up what you're trying to offer. So in this post, I was sharing my products with my protein powders and how to do that. So if you're looking for, free information and just some more guidance, I do post in here, and this is my free group where you can find the 7 Figure Social Marketing Challenge without having to pay for ads. So there's a lot of great content in here that you can learn from as well. Okay. And of course, there's another post called the 2-step offer, which is a call to action. So when you're looking at my page, let me go back. A 2-step post will look like this, where I ask a question and then, or I share a comment and then I ask a question. So it's a 2-step. You're looking for people to respond in your questions. So if you could travel and pay in crypto, would you? So then it's asking for comments, right? That would be a 2-step. And then there's an offer post. So what a lot of people, and I'm sure you heard this, is that you may have a lot of things that you offer in your inventory, but you really want to dial down in 2 main things that you offer. For example, my travel club, we have a travel component, a skincare, a wellness, a philanthropy, and a business opportunity. But I don't talk about all of that because it becomes overwhelming, and I really want to direct 2 things that I'm most passionate about. And when you scroll through my page, you'll find that it's mostly travel and business opportunity. So how many products you have, find the 2 that you're most passionate about and just talk about those 2 for the next 90 days or so. So that you'll find that you're going to gain a lot more interest. And through those interests, they're going to find that you have other things available in your inventory. And then they're going to want to also buy those as well. So again, it's not going to gear them to only those 2 things, but it's going to attract those people to want to reach out to you. And that's the goal of this course tonight, is creating leads. Okay. And then we have Reels. And this is where we're going to talk about the top 2. So, and then of course we have story posts. So your story posts are your more longer posts that we go into. So I always tell people, talk about your accomplishments, what inspires you, obstacles or challenges you overcame. And then I share with you in our challenge, our 8-week challenge, how to break that down and create an epiphany bridge around that. So the top 2 posts that you want to do more of are your lives and your reels. These are the top 2 posts that get the most views. Any kind of video content. The attention span that people have today is 3 seconds. So you need to learn how to capture them in your traction through funnel creation on your pages, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. And then you need to attract them through your reels or lives within the first 3 seconds. So you're going to learn the tools and the features, whether you're using Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat to create your reels. I personally like to use Instagram. It's more simplified for me. And I find that I can also have it automatically shared to Facebook. And with learning reels, you'll find that there's always new tools and things that come out. So just don't get overwhelmed. If you're having challenges, you can always ask YouTube or someone younger than you to help you figure out the new tools. So lives and reels are your top 2. And then of course, I'm going to share this in the chat so that you can have access to this link if you weren't able to copy it. Okay. So with that being said, here tonight we can get together for the next 15 minutes and create a reel and show you what that looks like. So what you want to do on a weekly basis is commit to at least 3 to 5 posts every week, or get your VA involved. So my VA tends to post a lot of these little sayings and inspirations, so I don't have to, and I just focus more on creating lives and reels. This was a live that I did a few days ago, just talking about my product line and some of my favorite things that came in the mail. And then, of course, here are some other examples that my VAs post on my behalf. So if you're looking for a VA, let me know, because they are really great at just doing the easy work along with other things like checking emails and stuff. You also want to prime to your pages. What does that mean? When I say prime, what does that mean to you guys? Prep the audience. Yes, Janelle, exactly. Anyone else? Lynette, I saw you on mute. Don't be shy, y'all. The more questions you ask, the more you learn. What does prime mean to you guys? Okay, so prime is, again, like Janelle said, it's priming your audience, it's prepping your audience. So when you are on your social media handles and it automatically takes you to your news feed where you can see all of the other people that you know's content, whether it's a picture or a story or whatever it is that they're posting, you want to go ahead and comment, like and comment, whether it's a very quick, hey, that's awesome, or a cool, nice, how, congratulations. And you want to do this for about 10 minutes before you actually make a post, because what it does is it sends all those notifications to all those people. And now when you make your post, after you do that, guess what they're going to see? Your post. You're going to see your content, and you're more likely going to get more attraction, and the algorithms will notice that more people are seeing your content and they're going to share it to more people. So you always want to prime always before posting. And then within the first hour, you want to respond and like all your comments. So all your comments on each post should have a response to it. Whether, again, it's a thank you, it's an awesome, it's a I appreciate you. So when you come to my page, you can see all of the comments have someone, either myself or my VA has responded. Oh, I missed one. Okay. And again, this really helps because as someone is viewing your page and they're like, oh, wow, they have 6 comments here, or they have 50 comments, they're more likely want to stay on your page longer to actually read those comments. All right. So it's really great to respond to all of them, and then also builds rapport with your audience. You also should adhere to your dedicated posting times to create content, even if it's copying someone else's post and editing it to your own, like I said before. So when I say dedicated time, I find that between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. are the best times to post. If you have your page set up as a business where you have the tools, when I say business, not a business page, but the tools that the handle allows you to have. So if you have so many followers on Facebook or Instagram, it will ask you, that platform will ask you, do you want your page to be a business page? Because then it shows you the analytics. So I find that most of my people watch my stuff at most between 9 and 9 p.m. 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. And mostly I've actually just discovered that a lot of them now see it between 9 and 3 p.m. So during the days, obviously, you'll find that most people look at their content and other people's content while they're at work. So even if you're like, oh, I don't want to post it because people are at work, it's okay. Just go ahead and post it. So has anyone ever created a reel before?
Can I just ask you a really quick question? So sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead,
Um,
Stephanie.
on my Instagram page, when I make a post, and especially when
Yeah.
I boost it, okay, forget about the boost. When I make a post,
Yeah.
I'll check the insights. So it'll show different time periods of the day when people were looking at the post. And it seems like some are in the morning, some posts are like super popular in the morning, some are super popular in the evening. So do I just ignore that, or do I just post when, like, so like,
Yeah. Don't ignore it. Post during those times because that's when majority of the people are watching your content.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Perfect.
So here you can see my Instagram again is pretty much the same, right? Except that it's not really directed to hardworking moms like my Facebook is. It's more make money and memories with Mel, $1 million earner as a travel influencer, message ready today. Okay, and then I also have my travel page only. So this is my page that I talk about business and travel. And then this is my page where I only talk about travel because I wanted to start a new page as I was discovering my other page is not getting any new followers. So I started this one and it's slowly creeping up there. It's taking time, but this is where I just post all of my travel adventures. And then of course, as you can see again, helping families save thousands in travel, checked off 44 countries and 48 states, message travel deals to save today. So again, very direct, using lots of numbers. And then also, who am I helping? Who is my avatar? So in order to create a reel, this is my last reel I posted here today for my Take Me Back Tuesdays. And it's very simple. So if you're on Instagram, this is where I prefer to make the reels. You can pretty much just go to your homepage, swipe to the right, and at the very bottom is where you'll find reels, okay? And then live is right next to that. Then what you'll do is you'll find the photos that you want. So what I like to do is I created an actual album that I'll go and find pictures that I really want to use. And I created an album that says reels or real content. And then I just save it in there. And then I'll go back and use those pictures to create a reel. So this is the last one I made today from our trip to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. And what I did is I pretty much just took it and I added all of the photos that I wanted. And at the bottom right, you can hit next. And then it will ask you to use a trying to turn off the volume. It will ask you at that next step to pick a song. I always skip that and do it later, but I also want to make my video as short as possible. They say that 7-second reels are the best viewed reels right now, because again, you're only getting 3 seconds of people's attention and 7 seconds are being viewed more. And what's happening is if they're watching it over and over and over again, because they're interested in seeing maybe something they didn't see at the first time or the second time, then that algorithm continues to add up. And when you're getting more views, that platform will share it with more people. So if you're looking to, as you can see here in the gray, it says 1 minute and 39 seconds. So what I want to do is shorten it. So I picked the video that I want to shorten, and you can see now it's highlighted, and I could just take my finger and crop it to whatever it is that I want. In another video, I can also take it where and shorten the actual video itself. See here at the bottom at the speed. So you can actually slow it down and make it longer, or you can speed it up. So those are a few tools that I like to use as well. And then I always make my still images at least 1 second, because a longer than a second you don't really need. So again, I just take my finger and I slide it across. As you can see now, it's going down to 1 second and 98, 1 second, 98, and then 98, like less than a second, right? So now as you can see in the gray, it actually cut it down. Then at the end, what I like to do is add the music. So as you can see here, there's audio at the very bottom, and I'll click the audio. So the longer you've been on the platform, the more access that you have to different things. And when you see these arrows for music audios, you'll find that these are the trending audios that you have. So you may not actually get all of the ones that I have because I've been around for a long time. I have a lot of followers, but you should definitely look for these arrows because those are the ones that are being viewed the most. And it will tell you how many reels have been created. So 57,000, 73,000, 81,000. I like to stay in the range of less than 100,000 because that reel is going to be seen a lot more. When you get into the reels that are over 100,000, close to 88,000, this one's 461,000, it's most likely that that reel is going to burn out. So people are not really attracted to hearing those reels because it's just been played over and over and over again so much. Okay, so pick an audio that you like. Here's one. And then what you'll do is you'll click the arrow at the bottom. And now that song is added. Once you have that audio, as you can see, this one actually doesn't play all the way through the whole video. So you may want to find a song that plays all the way, or you can just add voice over it. So if you want to add voice, again, at the bottom, you'll find all the tools, filters, you can reorder your videos, you can put captions. I tend to use almost all of it, but the voiceovers are really cool. And I find that those voiceovers are getting seen more so than any other ones. And I'll show you here that in a minute when we finish this. So once you're done editing, you'll hit the arrow at the top right. And then you always want to make sure you get a nice cover photo. So you want to hit edit cover. You can actually pick one from your camera reel, or you can pick one that's already in the video. Once you find one, again, you want to make sure that it captures people's attention. So it's bright, there's a lot of light. A lot of times your face is very attractive. So you want to use your face more so than often. And then as you can see, when you capture the photo that you want, so let's say I use this one, then what you want to do is you want to go to your profile grid and edit it so that you can move your fingers and make it bigger so that now your face is more in the photo. And that's what the cover photo will look like. Then you hit done, and then you hit share. You can also put the location, your audience, and then automatically have it shared to your other social media platforms as well. So this is what the last one looks like. So that's the reel I created today. And then of course you also want to use a good content. So Take Me Back Tuesdays, letting my inner child run free with my husband at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure last fall, from the magical streets of Diagon Alley to heart-pounding roller coasters. Every moment felt like stepping into our favorite childhood memories again. So capturing the people's attention that brings them back to their childhood memories, right? Allowing them to get their emotions involved. Ever wonder how you can score wholesale tickets to theme parks today? So now I'm going into the sell, right? You absolutely can. Our travel club buys in bulk and passes those savings directly to you. Being in the industry for 15 years now, we get partnerships with trusted names like SeaWorld, Disney, Six Flags, and many more. For these discounts, we purchase huge volumes, which lets our club offer big discounts on park-to-park tickets and bundle deals. Here's what real folks are saying. I never travel any other way, a popular favorite when buying discount tickets. If you don't have a club membership, then you're just paying full price. Pro tips: use wholesale resellers like our travel club to save and afford to take more trips throughout the year. Curious, want help finding the best wholesale tickets today? Just ask. And then a bunch of hashtags that are geared around my post. All right, so that's what would capture people's attention. And as you can see, it already got 250 views, lots of likes. Now, what's great is I want to ask you guys a question. How many leads would you say that this post has generated so far?
Less than 5?
Okay, anyone else? So it actually generated 12 leads, unless people that liked it also commented it. So you have 8 likes and 4 comments. So that's 12. So what I would do is I would go to these likes and I would see who liked it. And then I would message that person and just let them know, hey, thanks so much for liking my content. Are you taking a trip in the near future? So you would start generating those conversations through a private message. And then again, same thing through the comments. So as you can see, it was also shared to Facebook. So you can directly take you straight to the Facebook. Okay, so then I would move these conversations. So let me show you what what a conversation would look like, and how I had just last week somebody joined my business because of social media marketing. So this is a lady in Washington State. As you can see on June 28th, hello, beautiful. Thanks for liking my content. Where are you from? Washington. So now I'm just like starting the conversation, right? She commented on one of my stories. Oh, wow, very nice. I have a travel influencer team near Seattle. Where in Washington are you? Ridgefield. She's like, I haven't traveled much. Can you tell me more? She's in Mary Kay. And she started a business to help her build her leads. And then I like to use voice notes a lot more now these days, so that people know that they're not being scammed. And then it's also more personable. Also, voice videos are really great as well. So here's what I shared with her. So again, having the conversation and then inviting her to see what we're doing, because she simply just asked, tell me more. I haven't traveled much. Can you tell me more? So I just went into telling her more, and then also setting up the appointment to talk about it. So I always lock in a day and a time. I always give people 2 options. So I either say, is tonight or tomorrow good, or is tomorrow or Friday good? Because then they're not overthinking if you ask them, hey, is this week or next week good? Because then they have to go and look through their whole weeks. So 2 options. And then once they give me a day, I give them again 2 options on times. So keeping it very simplified. She gave me her phone number, and then she actually joined. All right. So I know that was super fast, but I know you guys are not rookies here. I know you guys have been around a while, and you have your successful businesses. But if you do need more help and coaching around creating content on the types of posts, please let me know, because it's very important to create the content, respond to all those comments and likes in those private messages, so you can convert those leads that you have coming in through your social media. So again, it's great to connect with you. I appreciate your support on my posts. Where are you from? What is it that you do? All right. And then my action moves and review for you is, in this group, it's really great to favorite everyone in the group so that we can support each other's comments and content, so that our algorithms can continue to grow. So what that looks like is when I go to Stephanie's page. So instead of just having Stephanie as my friend, I would put favorite. So now I see all her content first before anyone else, and I can support her content as she continues to build her business.
Can I ask you another question about Instagram? So I've been doing a lot of CapCut videos, and so I'll do either a post or I'll do a reel with music. And that was a good tip about the reel count, because I always try to choose music that has a high reel count, but that was good information about under 100,000. But I also use CapCut. So it comes with like trendy music. I can change it if I want, but I don't really need to, because I like it. So what's your opinion about like the CapCut videos versus a reel within the algorithm of Instagram?
So the platform that you're using likes it when you use their tools. So if you have the CapCut video that you save and then you post it on Instagram or Facebook and it says on the bottom CapCut, it's likely that they may not allow that video to be seen as much because it's coming from another source.
No, I pay for the,
Okay.
I pay
So
a
then,
subscription. So I could put my own logo on it, but I'm a little bit lazy. My DJ who taught me how to do it, he puts his logo on all of it.
yeah, I
But
would
it
definitely
doesn't
put your logo on it and remove the CapCut for sure.
yeah, it doesn't have CapCut, but I could start
Okay.
putting my logo. But as far as the algorithm and everything, does Instagram, like, what's the comparison between the reels and the CapCut videos on Instagram?
I don't have an answer for you on that one.
Okay,
I wouldn't.
but does Instagram like the reel? Like, does it like reels better than the CapCut, or is it the same? Or,
Well,
'cause
what I would suggest doing is creating the reels through Instagram and then comparing it to your CapCut videos and seeing if there's a difference in the amount of views you're getting.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, that's fair. Okay, thank you. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine. We're actually at the questions and answers now, or any shares.
Oh,
So
yeah.
always, find an accountability partner to review your content as well. And this way that, you can stay accountable to your activity, because if you're not creating content, then you're not going to generate leads. Okay. And then of course, if anyone wants coaching, I do offer private coaching as well as group coaching. So whichever position that you decide that you need help in, you guys all do get a 15% discount.
Melanie,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Sorry. So what do you sell exactly? Like, I'm just trying to understand what you sell. Because I
Yeah.
see your page, I see you travel, but do you sell travel packages, or like what do you sell?
Yeah. So I'm a part of a travel club and I'm an influencer ambassador for this travel club. So
Mhm.
I sell memberships to the travel club.
Okay, so memberships to the travel club, so
Yep.
people can travel at like discounted rates.
Yeah. It works like a Sam's or a Costco. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do
I was
you?
trying to figure out.
Yeah, no problem. Someone else had another question?
Hi, Melanie. It's Lynette. I had another question about, this was great. Thank you.
Oh,
Um,
awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm like on my phone. I'm in the dark because my air conditioner is not working. So I'm like, sorry.
Oh,
But
no.
anyway,
Okay. I
um,
pray it gets fixed right away.
I know. Hashtags. Do they
Yes.
really matter, or I read so many different things about hashtags.
Yeah, they don't matter as much as they used to these days, because now any kind of word is able to be searched and not just a hashtag. So if you hashtag hardworking moms, or you just say in your content hardworking moms, and somebody goes searches hardworking moms, everything's going to come up that says hardworking moms, not just hashtags. But
Gotcha.
people love hashtags because when someone is not just searching it and they want to like just go and they see a hashtag. So you'll find in my post, let me find a hashtag for you. Magic Money Mel, you can actually click on it and then see all of the posts that it comes up with Magic Money Mel. So
Okay.
that's what it's also good for.
Okay, I have another
Another thing
question.
about
Okay.
Yeah, another thing about hashtags is I actually used to put it right in my content. So you would be able to see my actual hashtags that I use all the time right here. But now I found out, especially if you're promoting other things in your hashtag, like what I usually do is, you can see here to the right, this is my hashtags that I use all the time. Melanie Levitz, Live in Heaven, Travel Influencer, and then I promote my other pages like YouTube, right? So what I've learned recently is that if you're promoting other platforms on a platform, they don't like that. So you definitely want to keep it out of your posts and just put it in the comments. So now I've been posting my hashtags in the comments section.
I have another question.
Yeah,
Speaking of hashtags, I'm a big question person. I'm a curious cat.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But that's, it's why I'm successful. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't
absolutely.
mean to sound like anything, whatever. Okay.
No, you're not. Go ahead.
With the hashtags, right? So like in my business, it's bar and bat mitzvahs. So of
Mhm.
course, if I'm posting something for a bar bat mitzvah, it's bar mitzvah. But there's like 250,000 bar mitzvahs. So like, are they really actually seeing it? Like, shouldn't I focus on like a hashtag that has less?
Yes,
But what if
absolutely.
that's not really like, I'll do like bar mitzvah invitation. I try to make the post I try to make the hashtags like applicable to what the actual item is. But I do know
Yeah.
that like clients, when they're just starting out, they'll type in like bar mitzvah ideas or just bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go. So you have 291,000
Yeah.
posts.
So when you see that, you don't want to use it because it's going to get buried in all of the other hashtags. So it is smart to use something else. So like bar mitzvah party would be a good one because it only has 23,000.
Okay. Now, are people actually typing in the words bar mitzvah party?
No, but when they go and type bar mitzvah, as you can see, all the other ones come up. And then they're going to be like, oh, I wonder what the parties ones look like. And they're going to go look at the parties because they're going to be lost in these. They're not going to want to go see all those because it's going to be too much and overwhelming. So they'll more likely check one of these and see one of these because it has less.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So what's great is that if you're always using these hashtags, then you're going to be more popular in this folder than any other person, which is why I'm always using the same hashtags, live in heaven. So when you go to that hashtag, you're likely to see more of my face than anyone else's face.
So wait, so let me back up. So if it's 290,000 for bar mitzvah, so don't use it or do use it, but use others because because what I heard you say at first was don't use it, but then the second thing you said was if you use it often, then you'll be in that category. So do you mean in the category of the other hashtag or the category of bar mitzvah?
The other hashtag, bar mitzvah party.
The celebration of the party.
If you're using that all the time, then you're more likely to be seen. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thank you for that clarification.
So I have a shortcut on posting my hashtags that I use all the time under your tools in your phone. So when I go to post a hashtag, all I need to do is put HT here and it reads my shortcut HT and I hit space and now all of my hashtags show up. So then I just post it. So I'm not typing out each hashtag. So when these hashtags are they're not as popular, right? So now I'm being seen more than anyone else on these hashtags. Does that make sense?
Yep. So Melanie, on your Calendly, can you talk a little?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can you talk a little bit about what kind of coaching you do? What's the difference between the 10-minute, 60-minute, and how much you charge?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually have it broken down on my free Facebook page. So when you come to my Facebook page, you'll click on the 7-figure social secrets. And on the actual page itself, so when you're in the group, and I'll put it in the chat so that you guys can just click on it. I have a shortcut for that also, so it should be in the chat now. And you'll find that when you click on this picture, click here, the cover photo, it will break down everything. So I have 3 levels. Our silver level is weekly access to me with live Zoom calls and daily messenger chats where you'll learn and implement your 8-week social selling system. And you'll discover how easy it is to attract 8 to 10 new leads per post plus more. This is a month-to-month plan for graduates only. So once you go through the course, you have this option. The gold package is full access to me in messenger chat and weekly lives, a community of accountability partners in our Facebook group for the Secret Success Marketing Challenge, along with a detailed outlines, kind of like actually very similar to what you saw tonight, the outlines that I use, along with recordings and content to include 14 hours of modules that I have. So not only do you get me live every week, but you also have access to the first course that we ever launched that has 14 hours with additional coaches of 20 years of experience in the marketing. Now, if you're not the group type of person, I offer the diamond level, which is one-on-one coaching. This is private coaching with me, paid hourly for 8 to 10 weeks, just depending on your learning level, where you also get everything in silver and gold, and it's geared around your specific needs as your business and an entrepreneur. For more information, you can find the group information. If you're interested in the group one, I'll put it in the chat. So you can look into more information on the group. But if you want private coaching, just reach out to me and we'll discuss those. Again, everybody gets 15% discount with BB. And then if you're not looking to hire anybody, you can always just come into this group and get free information in here with the 7-Figure Social Marketing Secrets group.
I'm on the Facebook page. Do I have to join the group in order to see what you're looking at right now? Because for some reason I'm not
Yes,
seeing everything. Oh, okay.
yes, I have to
Okay.
accept you in the group.
Gotcha.
So
And
I'll
that
make sure to do that.
is that free?
Yes, this group is free. Yeah, this is a free group. I just don't allow everybody in here because I don't want people advertising their businesses in here.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
this is private. It's a private
Okay.
group. Yeah, but it's free. Yeah.
And have you been to any of the brunch? I don't know if I met you at any of the Brunch Babes events. Have you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've been to them. I was at the last mastermind, coffee meet, social, and the lunch. So I will be going to the next lunch as well if you're going to be there.
Okay. Great. This was
And
great.
that was, oh, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. What's the number one thing you learned from it tonight?
About the reels and the 7 seconds, and yeah, a lot of
Okay,
great little tidbits.
Yeah, okay, great. Awesome. Well, I usually keep my trainings an hour, but if anyone has any other questions, I could definitely answer them. If you want to know more information, my phone number is here, 318-218-6680. Don't hesitate to call or text. I check all my messages. I don't have any unread messages because that bothers me. Actually, now I do because I've been on the call, but I get all my messages. I don't have anybody do that for me because I like to be personal with everybody.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
So Pup and Away is a dog. Well, it's a full service dog company. So we do dog sitting, dog walking, pet taxi. We have like a team for grooming and training and things like that. So it's like people
Okay.
don't really need us until they like need us. You know what I mean? So it's so far so good with like marketing on Google, everything. I've never paid for an ad or anything like that, but it's like
Okay.
I do kind of do what you said, like look at other dog related businesses and kind of copy their content. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know like how to keep it like I don't know like how to make it more engaging, I guess. Like I think I'm doing
Okay.
okay, but like it's just kind of hard because like you don't need a dog sitter or dog walker until you actually like need one. But you can
Well,
travel
you can
anytime.
also you can also attract people in a way, again, finding their emotion. Are you tired of walking your dog? So building that
Mhm.
anticipation of, oh my gosh, you have to rush home to let the dog out so that you can make it to your next meeting. So creating content around building the emotion of how people are just tired of walking their dogs, right? Or
Yeah.
taking care of their dogs so that
Yeah.
you can bring that service to them.
Right. Okay. I like that idea.
Yep. Yeah. And whenever I need more advice or information, I always like to go now to Chat GPT and just
Yeah.
get ideas as well.
Yeah, I use that a lot. That's
Yeah.
how I write all my captions and
Okay. Yeah.
emails and
Perfect.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So just make sure that you get as precise as possible. So who do you want to attract? What is your offer and the precise service so that then it can gear down to exactly the right kind of content that it can produce for you. The more
Yeah,
precise you get, the better it is.
I actually made my page more cohesive with branding and the colors and everything. I think now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more aligned with what I want, and my viewership has gone up, thankfully.
Awesome. Good. Well, keep at it. It's the consistent effort that continues to develop your content and your following.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
The hashtags, you mentioned that you put yours like at the top. So should all the hashtags go? When I make a post, I do the verbiage and then I put the hashtags underneath it. So like you put some in and then some underneath. Like, what's the difference
So,
between like at the
yeah.
top and the bottom, I guess I should say.
There's no difference where you put it, but the only difference is if I'm marketing on Facebook for people to follow my YouTube, I'm not going to no longer put it in the actual piece of content. Now I post it in the comment section.
I see. Oh, Russ, what's going on with him? Oh, sorry. I thought my dog was having a seizure.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
got it.
so that's the only difference, because if you're advertising another social platform on another platform, they're likely not going to allow other people to see that content.
Is he having a seizure?
I pray your puppy is okay, Stephanie.
Oh,
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you ladies so much. I can't wait to see you at the next brunch. And if you have any questions, again, make sure you reach out. Have a great night.
Thank you so much.
thank you,
You're so
Melanie.
welcome, everyone.